Hi friends, it's me again, Andrea Henderson, Product Manager over Data Transformation here at Domo. In this Domo Drop, I am so excited to introduce you to a whole new authoring experience in Magic. Not every Magic user is the same, and our new experience puts you in the driver's seat, letting you maximize what's important to you while minimizing what's not. We've made a lot of changes to the interface, and they will make more sense if I just show them to you rather than try to talk about them. So let's hop right in. As one of my internal testers said, Magic is in its IDE era. The first thing you'll notice when you access a data flow is nothing. And that's on purpose. We know that in making these updates, we moved everybody's cheese, and we want you to be able to get used to it at your own pace. So the first thing you'll do is go up here to the settings button and choose user preferences. This is a brand new menu in your data flows, and it gives you the ability to set persistent user level settings that will follow you from data flow to data flow. You'll notice a few options, including the ability to set default grid line variants for your data flows. Yes, no more setting that every time you start a new data flow. You may now rejoice. But I digress. What we're going to do here is check the Enable Layout Upgrade checkbox. If you change your mind at any time, you can come back into this menu and flip it off again. Eventually, this new experience will become the default, but we're going to let you get used to it and provide feedback for a good long while before we do that. So don't panic, but please do use it and explore. Okay? You ready? And bam. Everything is different. Well, not everything. We've tried to keep everything good from our existing canvas layout while cleaning up some of the clutter and giving you the power of panels. But before we get into what I mean by the power of panels, I want to show you a couple of upgrades to your experience that I think you'll love. Some of you may already be familiar with our new Build in Place feature, formerly known as Add from Canvas, but I wanted to show you as it's pretty unobtrusive and it's easy to forget about. I know some of you have complained to me in the past about having to drag and drop tiles in order to build your data flow from this menu. Well, with Build in Place, you don't have to do that anymore. You just right-click anywhere on the canvas, either on an output node or an input node to a tile, directly on the canvas, or you can even click on the line in between two tiles, and you can just choose to add an action right there. No dragging and dropping required. Pretty cool, right? The other upgrade I want to show you is that we gave the Select Columns tile a major overhaul. Here you can click to add columns, and you can add all, or you can select individual columns from the drop-down, and they can be added and removed dynamically as you click them. But wait, there is more. Not only can you still drag and drop the columns like you used to be able to, but there's a little reorder button here that lets you move columns to the top or bottom individually, which is super cool, pretty sweet, but the really cool stuff comes in when you start selecting columns here in these checkboxes on the left. This activates this blue bar, and you can use this to move the selected columns to the top of the list, to the bottom of the list. You can move them to a specific spot in the list, and you can alphabetize contiguous column segments. So all these little changes will hopefully make using the Select Columns tile a lot more pleasant, because let's be honest, who among us has not absolutely cursed this tile when trying to select exactly 67 columns from a 227 column data set and getting them in a particular order? Okay. Let's move back to the power of panels. You'll notice here that the edges of the interface are split into 4 areas. You have left, you have right, you have left bottom, and right bottom. We've taken all the little windows you may have used in Magic in the past, the configuration, the action selection area, notes, preview, etc., and made them into their own little tools that you'll see listed here in the areas. You'll notice that some tools default to specific areas, but you can change that. This is completely customizable to you and your preferences. For example, if I want to have my notes over here on the bottom right, I can just drag it over there and then it will appear in that pane. You can make the tool panels disappear and reappear by clicking on their little tools in the columns. You can resize them, you can pin them and unpin them. You can really customize how you are using the canvas. So for me, let me show you how I like to use the canvas. So I personally like to have my inputs up here, more on this tile later. I like to have my action configuration down here. I like to have my preview down here. It's looking pretty good. And then I like to have my errors just here so I can access them as needed. To me, this is an ideal canvas where I can access the tiles to work on them in the way that makes the most sense to me. Now, the great thing is, let's say I get my layout looking and feeling exactly how I like it. Well, your layout will be remembered when you open a new data flow and it will stay in that configuration you've designed. Furthermore, if you want to save different layouts for different purposes, for example, you might want to have one layout on your big desktop monitor, but another if you're using your laptop, you can now save multiple custom layouts that you can pick from this layouts menu up here. We've included a couple defaults for you, but feel free to add your own, customize, see what feels good for you, and I'm excited to see what you do with this. I'm going to go back here to the simple layout as suggested. But that's all pretty great, right? Just a couple more things before we're done here. Let's go back to user preferences because I want to show you a long-awaited feature that is asked for every single year at Domopalooza. Yes, you guessed it, Magic ETL now has dark mode. You can choose in your user preferences whether you want your data flows to default to light mode, to dark mode, or to follow your system preferences if you have a system preference set. All right, so I'm going to go back to light mode because it's better for filming. But I know this video is long, but I just have two more things before I let you go. So we started creating some new tools that we think will be helpful for you and provide you more convenience and control while building your data flow. The first two we've created and which I'm excited to release to you now are the Inputs tool panel and the Errors tool panel. Let's have a look. So the Inputs panel might look familiar from the SQL tile, but we've pulled it out on its own separate tool panel and made it available for all tiles. Sorry, I'm just going to move my action configuration over here so I can look at the inputs. Great. All right. So this is something that it's probably my new favorite thing, and I honestly don't know how I lived without it before. This tool panel shows you the schema of each of your inputs, including the data type of each column, which is useful in and of itself, but we didn't stop there. You can click on a column to copy the name to your clipboard, and you can also use this three-dot menu to do a few different things. You can edit, you can choose a different input, and most importantly for me, you can copy all these columns as SQL, which means that you can just copy and paste them into a SQL tile, which is super convenient. The second thing I want to show you is the errors panel. So with a large data flow, it can be really tricky to pinpoint where you have an issue. The errors panel surfaces all errors as well as unconfigured actions in your data flow, and it gives you a quick way to click and be taken right to the location of the errors so that you can resolve it. We do plan to add more tools in the future, including an outputs panel, a data flow documentation panel, etc. So let me know if you have any ideas for what you'd like to see. And that's a wrap for this Domo drop. I hope you're as excited as I am about this new Magic authoring experience. I'm excited to see how you'll use these features. Please reach out with any questions or feedback. I can't wait to see what you build. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on our next Domo drop.